What's good, everybody? Next up, we're back with a Kagero build. I'm going to show you how I run this ship. It's a tier 7 Japanese destroyer. It's primarily a torpedo boat. Somebody somewhere is running it like a gunboat, but that's just not its specialty. I've got Rizo on here, legendary 3, rank 16, and I've got him with the so he does torpedo damage. I've got him going with the subsurface venture, fragile threat, the back in stock, and the destroy be destroyed, as well as give me speed. These are all very much standard for torpedo boats. In this climate, you got a lot of different ways of countering torpedoes and destroyers. So I'm running Bay and Atago. Bay helps with concealment. Atago is really good for reducing the detection range of your torpedoes. I'm running it with the torpedo reload booster. This restocks your torpedoes in 8 seconds. So you can launch your torpedoes, hit this, 8 seconds later you're ready to go again. So it's pretty awesome. But single use unless you completely change how you build. And then I've got the third engine boost. So survivability, hit points 13,590. So it's not that strong, not tanky at all. Very thin armor. It's primarily a stealth boat. Artillery is decent, but I don't really fire my gun, so I don't really care. Torpedoes, 2x4, so reload time, 22,000 damage per torpedo with a 1.5 detection range and 71 knots. So that's flying at you. And 10 meter range is decent. I mean, 10 kilometers is decent. The max speed is not special. I mean, you have cruisers that can kind of keep up with you, and that's troublesome. Concealment is where it shines. 4.8 detection range, which means I'm already in your house by that time. But with the 10K range on top of that, it's absurd. Like, you can really get really close. Even though it's a long range torpedo, you can really get very close where it's a very assured shot as best as possible. That's where the real power for this ship will come in. Especially when you have that kind of health, you don't want to be in a position where someone can just one-shot you. Very hidden, big yield, and it is a 5-star order apparently, but I don't really run it as a gunship in any form. But apparently they're saying it's great at starting fires, but that's not what I'm gonna find out. So next we'll have some gameplay with the ship. Alright, so we've got Land of Fire Domination, got the Kagero, and it's 3 destroyers. Well, actually the first thing we usually would do, especially when I see multiple destroyer symbols at the top, those triangles, my team has 3 destroyers, 2 cruisers, 4 battleships. They've got 3, 3, and 3. So we usually, especially when dealing with multiple destroyers, you're being that much more cautious. So now I want to see what type they are. They have a Mass, a Benson, and a Fletcher. So 2 gunboats, the Benson and the Fletcher. And the Mass is it's kind of a hybrid. It's like a bully. It's the it's got sonar, and it's got a decent amount of stealth. It can be a problematic ship, but I'm not all that worried about it because I know I can outspot it in this scenario. So right now I'm just looking to see where they're going to appear. Pretty much, well, there we go. So got the Benson in here. Look at that, 6.4. So I'm already spotting him way before he can see me at 4.8. And so right now he's just nervous because, you know, now these torpedoes, Usually a destroyer, when they first get spotted, especially that far out, will pop their smoke like he did, but he delayed that a little bit compared to a lot of other players. They'll just pop it immediately. So those torpedoes would have hit him where he popped his smoke and waited. But he kept moving a bit, so he was able to dodge those. Now, a lot of people will go ahead and pop that reload right now and try to hit him again. But it wouldn't be your primary thing. Right now I'm just trying to reset the cap. That's the real reason to shoot at him. There's no benefit for letting him know where I'm at. Especially not any, I still don't know where his other two friends are. Clearly one's at C, but I don't know where the third guy is. Oh, there he is on the map. I see him at A. So we each have a map, a little spawn point over here. We're just sharing each cap, and it's just a matter of which destroyer is going to push the other out. It looks like our first destroyer is already dead. So now I saw how he went off the map. I see it's still contested, so I know he's sitting over there. I used my lens to look through the smoke to make sure I wouldn't shoot the island. So that was a little trick to see through the smoke, just to see where that would where I'm sending my torpedoes instead of just shooting. So now, kind of like how all these other big ships will angle to try to prevent damage, right now I'm angling away from the point. Now mind you, see that spread? I checked earlier to see where it'd be, and that's exactly where he was. Now, if he was lined up how I am right now, it'd have been far easier for him to try to evade. But he must have been sideways, and so he got caught out there. Now, right now, I keep rocking and adjusting my speed just to continue to be active. It's always harder to get your ship moving than from sitting. Now I see this Fletcher. He's too far out of range for me to shoot these torpedoes over there. I could, but it also would just alert him to my presence if I got too close. Same thing with the mast. But look at that, I have 11 seconds left on the cap. I just realized that I jumped the gun. I messed up on the cap right there. So by the time I wandered out, I had 6 seconds left. Mind you, look, I still haven't shot at the Fletcher. That's the smart play. Call them out like your teammates shoot them. You're spotting people. Your job is to make sure other people get killed, not you dying. So you shooting, just unless you're a gunboat especially, you have no purpose with it. So just watching the flow of this battle. You know, much of their team is all piled up over at C, and there's only one of us over there. At least he knocked out the destroyer, so I said thank you, because I mean seriously, destroyer on destroyer fights are not usually fun. I mean, it's refreshing when you get them, but nobody turns on the game and is like, yay, 5-on-5 destroyer match. It's just not. You know, you want to knock out the big ships. You don't want to sit here and have like these little baby one-on-ones. All right, now you see the Kutuzov is in range again. I could shoot him. I have no idea, but I'm watching the map. I'm paying attention to everything. Now, our team has less people right now, and we're down on points, but we have the caps. Smart play is to go take the cap. That is exactly what I'm going for. I have no time for all the other stuff. I see the Bismarck coming in right after I launched, but the launch I sent was for the King George, and it was a good move. He's going to be broadside to those torpedoes if he stays on course. So just trying to, maximize every moment. Because look, even if I shot these right now, it's 33 seconds anyway, and I still have 49 seconds on the reload. Now I still have my reload, my consumable to reload my torpedoes immediately, yet still not gonna do it yet. Now mind you, that guy's requesting assistance over there. He's overextended. It it makes no sense. Like, he put himself in an awkward position. Now, by this time, I got 22 seconds left on the torpedo, and he's waiting. This guy is waiting for me. But look, the play, I used the island to force him. He's trying to line up a shot. I believe he already shot at me, but he absolutely missed because of the amount of time. Now look at this. We only have 4 seconds left. 2, 1, boom. So now their team had all that time to shoot at me, but they didn't have time to line up their shots. So this guy, finito. Boom. No longer spotted. He was the only ship spotting me. Still full health. Awesome. Still have my reload for my torpedoes. Now, that tipped the scale of the battle. We're up now by 100 points. Battleships, you know, a lot of points. Now, still have all the caps. Well, we're taking this one. Again, still not shooting at this King George. I don't need any undue attention. I'm just keeping them spotted till the battleships can have their little battleship fight, do whatever they do. Still being active though, checking out all the angles, seeing where this plane is going to, because there's a plane in the air. There's no point in getting spotted and then shot at by this Kutuzov. So I'm waiting for this plane to go away. Looks like it finally went away. I'm going to reassess, see where else to go. Now, it only makes sense the King George is going to try to reclaim the cap, because at this point now we're down a ship again. Each one of them looked like each one of them had a kill or something. It's like almost everybody on their team got a kill, and there's another kill. So now it's 2 on 4. Mind you, if you play the objective, we're up on points because we're playing the objective. It is domination. You get points for having the points. So it's just boom, 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 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, constantly going up, even though they're beating us because they thought they were going to have a shootout. And so they had their shootout, but we're still winning the match. So I'm full health. I don't know the health of my teammate over there, but he's way out of position. He's not in any form of a defensive position. He's purely offensive. He's way extended. Being on the other side of the caps, I mean, compared to where the enemy team spawned. So he was able to take out the Amagi, so that's cool. So now it's a 2 on 3. Now, I know this King George is full health, and they heal fast. So I sent some really good broadsides to him. I'm giving him a second. This reload comes in. I shoot one right on target, and then I do a broad just to cover all the options. I knew this other ship was there, and I would have loved to send some towards him, but this King George can one-shot pretty much any destroyer because they special.
Enemy battleship foundered. Our team has taken the lead.
So we were able to take him out in one salvo, but the crazy thing is, if you were to dodge any of that, this would have been a completely different scenario right here. So that maneuver was absolutely necessary. So now it's just me and this Kutuzov and some other cruiser that I haven't seen yet. Still haven't shot. I thought that smoke right there was him smoking up, which was great. So I started to prepare to line up on him where he would sit if he was going to pop his smoke and just sit there. Oh, apparently that other cruiser's broadside to the battleship. So let's see how that fight goes. But still just lining up torpedoes on this guy, playing out the options. Still full health. Now, I took this shot purely to reset the cap. Look at the cap. He almost got the full cap. Knocked away 3 defender tags. Got him on fire. And got a high caliber shot. Sent the torpedoes in his retaliation path, where he would turn to try to assault me. Got 2 more defenders. Set him on fire again. So we're gonna see if he. Yep, he's still on fire. Okay, you can see the health ticking away. Still full health. So I like the odds. Even if he spots me, even if he survives any of that, I just run out to sea. Ooh, got hit and he's flooding now. I would just run out. I could ride the clock. Boom. So that's a pretty good idea of how the Kagero runs. It is a torpedo madman. I mean, 157k and 4100 points. That was a pretty solid game. 1 more kill would have been a cracking, but can't have everything, right? Thanks for stopping through. If you like that, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe for more content. If you saw something in this video that you wanted to see more of, or you want to have more explanation of, just drop a comment. And as always, there's always more to come.